welcome to this coffee break. I've got my dear friend Edward Buria with me, and I just wanted to get his wisdom on a few things. So I wanted to ask you, Edward, I've heard you talk about energy management or time management.
Yep.
And from a Western culture and then seeing an African culture,
Yep.
there's some things that I think you can teach us in the West. So
Yep.
tell me a little about what you mean.
What I mean is very simple, because we do have many things that we do not have control about. And I think you've got to be very careful, because you see, sometimes we may put ourselves on the edge by simply looking to the clock, and some of the things that you want to achieve, unfortunately, are not achievable as you keep on watching the time. But if you look to the energy, that is the ability that God has given you, and you also get to know at what time of the day, the month, the week, when that energy is optimal, and just try to capitalize on that one. I see for my own self that God gave me the ability to be able to manage my energy. When I say that, I'm not saying that we ignore time, but I'm simply saying at the end of the day, what you're looking for is the outputs and the targets and everything else. So I noticed that it is important to be able to manage my energy. And even the reason I'm saying that is very simple. When you look in the scriptures, you find the promise of God. None of us can be able to know when. You cannot be able to say, God has promised me this, and therefore it is this time. You'll find that the Bible is talking about the appointed time. And I think it's in between there, because that's where it becomes a little bit rough, between the time of the promise and the time when it is realized. People get frustrated around this place. And I think if God then can be able to help us to become like Abraham, who is given a promise, and it's for an appointed time, and yet he never lost his energy. He was able to keep his energy, even as he kept on waiting for the appointed time. So there is a need for people to be able to understand the secret between the two. That it is possible for you to keep time, and when at the end of the day, when 5 o'clock comes, you've achieved nothing. And it's possible for somebody to manage energy, and come 5 o'clock, they've done a lot.
Because I've noticed that you're very organized in your world, in what you achieve with your churches. But yet you do seem to have this philosophy of energy management. And I think the things you've just said are really helpful. So that's just something to think about, so that we perhaps reflect, are we putting too much store by the clock? And not perhaps so much thought about the process and getting the best out of ourselves at certain seasons of life, or seasons of the day, or week, or month. That's very helpful. So, So, well, anyway, something to think about while you're drinking your coffee. Okay, bye.